Time for Thinking Real Estate, and Jackie Austin hosting today for the Schleppke's family.
Yep. Lauren and Bill had to be on assignment today.
On assignment.
So, as you say. So, lucky me, I get to be here, and I brought a guest with me.
Good.
I brought with me Colin Cody. He's with ERA Reardon Realty. It's kind of a tongue twister, actually.
It is tough.
And he's also the president of the Jackson Area Association of Realtors this year. So we're going to talk about some stuff that's going on there and talk about real estate. So welcome, Cody. Or Colin.
Thank you very much for having me.
Knew one day I would do that.
You're not the first.
Anyway, so the Jackson Area Association of Realtors has a couple of events coming up in the next, actually within the next week. And we wanted to talk about those. So let's start with the first one that's coming up Saturday, so just 2 days from now. We've got our annual Housing Expo. This is actually our third annual. And it's going to be at the Jackson Crossing Mall from 10 to 3. And it's just kind of an opportunity for people to come out and learn about real estate and maybe get the process started, whether they're thinking of buying or selling. And Colin is on that committee with me, so that's another reason I brought him, so he can help tell me a little bit about it.
It's a great event. We had a good turnout last year. Being there at the crossing, we had a lot of people there naturally, but people got a lot of good information. We've got lenders, inspectors, we've got insurance people, and we have realtors. And everybody you need there to tell you about every step along the way.
Yep. It actually started out because we were looking for an opportunity to get realtors in touch with the public. And so we applied to the National Association of Realtors for a grant, and they give grants to local associations to do things like this. I think it's called a Housing Opportunity Grant or something like that. I don't remember. We were lucky enough to get that grant for the past 3 years, and that's allowed us to do this, and it's free to the public and gives us an opportunity to actually really do face-to-face stuff with people.
So where are you at out there in the crossing?
Well, we're right where, as everybody knows, where Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, right in the middle of the crossing.
Oh, well, go figure.
And that's where we're at. We're in the prime location for that.
Right.
So everybody should have no problem finding us.
Right in front of the post boxes. It was so funny last year. I couldn't believe how many people have post boxes right there. Never even knew they were there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great location. We're really excited about it. Jackson Crossing Mall has been, they're very excited to have us out there as well again this year. And it's, easy to get to and great for our people. I know last year we had, my booth was right across from a lender, and he had his computer there, and he had people sitting down right across from him, getting pre-approved right on the spot, so they could go and then pick out their realtor from the many that were there, and they probably started looking for houses the next day, would be my guess.
Yeah, I know somebody that got a $300,000 listing being their realtor.
Oh.
And so that was really good. And he is back this year hoping for a repeat of that. So
I would too.
he thought his money was well spent.
Right, well that's good. So we want to encourage everybody to come out to that event because you're going to learn about the whole process of buying or selling your house. And we actually have different opportunities for different levels of price range and things like that. I know the Community Action Agency is going to be there, and Colin, you're really involved with them. If you want to tell us a little bit about what they do.
Well, what they do is they help, I want to say, first-time home buyers and people that don't know the process. You maybe don't have a lot of money and get into it, and they have assistance and different programs for different people. You have to be dedicated to stick to it, and that's part of what they want to make sure that you're willing to jump through these hoops to get that. But they give a lot of first-time buyers education. You get lifestyle education was probably the best thing they do, and you can also call back later on if you have problems or questions. You can bounce it back off them, and they're really good with follow-up.
Yeah. I know they have after sale programs as well. I have never actually been through the programs, but I know that they've got like a weatherization program for if you fall in their income qualifications, you can get your house winterized or sealed up, I guess.
Yeah, they seal them up, get them ready for the bad weather.
Yeah.
And they're really good, and a lot of people have taken advantage of that. And they're also encouraging people, the city has programs also along those lines then that a lot of people don't know about, and they're encouraging people to contact the city about some of those programs also.
Yeah, we'll have actually information about the city programs at our booth for Thinking Real Estate. Because we want people to use the money. There's different loan programs out there where you can get loans for redoing different things on your house. I think your roof or painting, different maintenance things. They're very low interest, and your payments might be as low as $20 or $30 a month.
That's what I heard. That $20, $30 a month range is what I heard, and so
Yeah.
it's with very little interest. So it's a good investment, and it makes your home look better, and it just makes you feel better if you're in a good-looking home.
Right, exactly. So you can stop by our booth and get information on that. So the other event that we wanted to talk about is on Monday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. So we're going to be celebrating. We also got another grant. We're really good at getting those grants.
I wonder why.
We got what's called a Smart Growth Grant from the National Association of Realtors. And what we've decided to do is partner with the city on this. And we are hosting a citizen engagement or citizen input session on Monday, May 5th at the Amtrak station. And the whole point of this is the grant was written so that we could choose a location in Jackson that needs help with walkability, so making it safer to walk through. If anybody has tried to walk across the intersection where East Michigan, Cooper, Louis Glick, what other streets come in there?
Mechanic.
Yeah, all those streets were right by the train station. It's almost impossible to walk across that intersection without feeling like your life is in danger. So the point of this event is to get people to come out and give us their ideas on how this could be changed to make it safer and connect our city. I mean, if you think about downtown is Michigan Avenue, between Blackstone and Francis. That's what a lot of people think of as the core downtown. But actually it includes East Michigan Avenue, and we'd like to get a little bit more connectivity through there. So we talked to the city and put together this session with the Beckett and Rader, who's doing the master plan program, and they'll be there, and then this will go into the master planning process that the city's working on right now.
And the community is welcome to show up, and we would like their input also and ideas, because it's not going to be an easy solution to make this easy. I mean, anybody that stands there and looks at it and goes, how are you going to do this? And so we're willing to listen to all offers, any ideas that anybody would have. And it needs something.
I have one.
All right.
One of those walkovers.
Oh yeah, an
That's
overpass.
I don't see any other way with the congestion down there. Do you?
Well, we also need to make it bike friendly if we can too. So that, and a walkover that's bicycleable over is,
Right.
is a whole different process too. And you want to make it so handicapped people can get over it and all that too. So that's, the walkover does sound like the easiest solution right off the bat. That sounds easy, but when you start figuring everything else, it's like, well, is that the only way?
Right, and that's really why we wanted to hold this and why we applied for this grant, because we wanted to get everybody's ideas, get lots
I'm
of
thinking,
ideas, and
but
see
I
what we
don't
can
know
come
how
out.
you're-
Yeah, that's
So-
it. No, we need ideas.
Yeah.
So that's a great opportunity for people to come down and not only give your ideas, but also interact with some professionals in the real estate industry, and learn about what realtors do for the community. So
Yeah, we'll be right at the train station.
it will be right at Amtrak at 5:15 on Cinco de Mayo. So right after you get out of work, come on down and check it out. And it's unique. I mean, having it at the train station. When was the last time you had an event there?
Yeah, it's been a while.
I know. So if nothing else, come out and check out the train station, because it's a really cool building. So we've got lots of stuff going on. So we wanted to go over those two events really quick, but we also kind of wanted to talk about real estate in general. So I know Colin's got some statistics on what's going on in the market, and everybody loves to hear about those. So
Yeah,
tell us
the
what's
market
going
is, it's changing, from how it was in years past. There's a lot of activity. Right now, currently, we are down on our listings. We are 18% off of our last year's to date, and sales are down. Part of that I'll blame on the weather. I mean, I'll blame even the listings on the weather a bit. As everybody knows, the winter around here was not one of our normal winters, even though we're used to bad winters. This was a little excessive. But on the inverse of that, the average sale price and the average list price are up. The average list price is up 13%, and the average sale price is up 14% over this time last year. And also, I know our office last week set a record for our office for the number of showings of our properties that have been showed. We had over 150 showings in a 1 week period. So that we thought was a sign that there's a lot of activity in the market.
Yeah, I know there's a lot going on. I know we've got currently 10 listings, and of those, 4 of them have offers on them. So, things are moving, which is great.
And it's a good time if you're questioning about what your house is worth. Maybe you thought you were underwater before, you might not be now. So it's a good time to contact a realtor, have them come out and do a market analysis on your home, and give you an idea of what it's worth, because you might be wanting to move and didn't think you could, and you might be surprised and turn out that you can.
Yeah.
And time to get on and get that better home that you're looking for.
Right. Well, I know Laura and I went on a listing appointment a couple of weeks ago, and they thought they were going to be a short sale situation. And based on our market analysis, they're kind of right on the bubble where they may or may not be, but based on our market analysis, we think that they can actually list high enough that they may not be.
Yeah, it's worth trying at this point in time, and a lot of it, curb appeal is real important. I always tell people that when it's time you can start putting out flowers, do not hesitate to do that, because any more people they'll look at your house on the internet, they want good pictures of it, but they're gonna drive by your house, and if you don't have any good curb appeal, they'll drive on to the next one. But that curb appeal will catch them, and for the cost of flowers, it might make you a lot of money.
Yeah,
So if I call you, Colin, and I want a market analysis, what does that all entail?
Basically, I'll come out, look at your house, I'll go through it and everything like that, kind of give it an idea, and then I'll compare it with what's been on the market, what's sold. I'll show you what's listed. I'll kind of try to get 3 or 4 listings that are similar to your house. This is what they sold for. This is what's currently listed in that neighborhood right now, and we'll put them all together and see where your house fits in comparison to those homes. And that keeps you in the ballpark.
Are you usually in the ballpark?
Yes.
Okay.
But this is always, I always tell everybody, listen to your realtor. Your realtor, if you price it where your realtor suggests you price it, usually you'll have an offer within 30 days at this point in time. If your house will finance, is good to go and all that, you can get an offer in 30 days. And if you're too high, and I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to be a little high because the market is rising, but if you don't have an offer in that 30 days, then you probably need to revisit your price, or something else about your property is what's keeping it from going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pricing is a big thing, and that's, we focus on that a lot in our office. I know we had a different listing appointment not too long ago where we gave a price and we were competing against another realtor that gave a higher price, and because it comes out different depending on the comps you use and things like that. And we at one point said we would be willing to go up in the price based on if they did some things to the house and stuff like that, but they had to be open to the idea of reducing the price after so many days or weeks if they didn't get any showings. So that's definitely something to consider is, don't overprice your property, but be willing to reduce the price if you know you're overpriced.
Yeah, if you don't get any showings within the first 2 weeks, you're too high. Mm-hmm. And it's very simple when you look at it that way. If you don't get anything quickly, then you're probably too high, and it just depends if some people are willing to wait. I have people, they say, well, I know it's high, but I want to wait and see if I get that. And I'm fine with that with those people as long as they're not saying that it's the realtor's fault that it's not selling, if you're aware it's too high. And some people do wait it out and get what they want, but it is a longer process. Mm-hmm. There are homes, like say some average time with homes on the market, there's some of them that'll take 4 months to sell, but they're getting probably a little more out of their house sometimes, but not always. Sometimes you end up getting less. A lot of homes are being sold, listed at a price where you get multiple offers and you end up getting a higher price for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the other thing to think about is if you overprice your house, you're going to be sitting on it. So you're paying the taxes on that house, you're paying the utilities on that house, you're maintaining that house. If you have another house you've already purchased, or where you're moving, it's stalling your life.
Yeah, you're not living in your new home.
Right.
If you're still not selling your old one, you're not living in your new home.
Right. So it's all stuff to consider when you're putting your house on the market, and this is the time. It's crazy that we are now in a seller's market where there is no competition out there, so.
So Colin, we were a little slow this winter. Okay, better weather now, do you think we're gonna be a little, you think that
Yeah, there's
that
some
15% will be made up?
Yeah, there's some pent-up demand out there. People that are waiting to list for the weather to get better. Waterfront homes, I work out of the Brooklyn office, and we have quite a few waterfront homes out in that area. There's 57 lakes in that area, so there's a lot of waterfront homes. And they traditionally buy those as we get closer to Memorial Day. Usually 1st of May is kind of what you say, well, that's when that season starts. And
That's
you look-
today.
That's today, but it's 40 degrees out this morning. That doesn't encourage people to go out and lay on the beach. But,
No.
we need that good sunny
That'll
weather
get
to
here.
help that.
Right.
It'll get here, and when it gets here, those homes will start moving.
Yeah. Well, then, on a buying side, you got to think, well, I got to look for those summer houses now because it's going to take 45 days to get a house closed at this point. For the most part, 30 to 45 days, depending on the loan program you're in. So if you wrote an offer today, it still would be June before you get in that house.
Yeah, that's
so.
right. So that's why people try to get in, the ones that are wanting to get in by Memorial Day. It's kind of a signature day, and they try to do that in April. But the way the weather was this year and everything, they just weren't out looking at them. And I think a lot of them are going to be pushing to try to get in by the 4th of July. That's kind of the goal. If you're looking to buy a house right now, I'd tell you, if you make an offer and we get it done, we can have you in for the 4th of July weekend, which is traditionally the biggest weekend of the year on the lakes.
A lot of lake properties out there?
Yes, there is. There's quite a few. And a lot of really nice ones. The values are high on the lake properties to a certain extent, but if you look around and you're willing to go to what I call a smaller lake, they have all the amenities, all sports lakes and all that, but they're just smaller lake. They're not the big 600, 800, 1,100 acre lakes. You can find a little better value in your dollar. Just depends on what you're looking for. If you want to fish, we have those lakes too.
Oh, yeah, we have those
A
lakes.
lot of lakes that are just nice to go fish and be quiet and relaxing. We have a lot of those too, and those homes are traditionally cheaper. And there's a difference between the year-round homes and the cottages. If you're looking for just a cottage, that isn't that bad. People can afford that, and the year-round homes are naturally more money.
So I guess anybody that has a question can come out Saturday, probably any type of question, get it answered.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. We've definitely got the resources coming out on Saturday. So we'll be at the Jackson Crossing Mall from 10 to 3. There's actually going to be a radio remote there too, so come on,
Oh.
you could be on the radio maybe. So
Yeah,
I'll run right out there.
right, exactly. So come on out 10 to 3, Jackson Crossing Mall. We'll have realtors, lenders, home inspectors, insurance companies. Get the process started right away. Also, don't forget to come out on May 5th, Monday, Cinco de Mayo. Put that in your head. 5:15 at the Amtrak station. Give us your input on what we can do on that intersection, what we can make suggestions to the city about as they're moving forward in their master plan. So.
we have a nice door prize also.
Oh
out the
yeah, I
expo.
forgot
Don't
about
forget
the door
about the door
prizes.
prize.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's great. It's a big wagon that's filled with all the stuff you ever need to be around your house. Lots of knick-knacky stuff, but it'll all get used,
Cool.
and it's something everybody wants.
So somebody will win that.
Somebody will win that.
You can call Colin at ERA.
Yes?
What's the number?
It's 517-592-8326, or you can call Jackie at
Yeah.
Thinking Real Estate.
Thinking Real Estate 780-3800.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Surprise her this Mother's Day with the newest Pandora Spring Charms.